Hello, welcome to another Star Wars Black Series review. Today we're looking at the Ahsoka wave. You can see that my Ahsoka figure's in there because this figure is pretty much the same as the previous versions. Just, I guess the box is updated, so if you're a box collector, I guess. And even though this is entirely Ahsoka wave, Chopper is in the Rebels packaging because they didn't change this figure, and he is the same as he was in the cartoon than he is in the Ahsoka TV show. So yeah, I haven't lined them up, but whatever. Here are all of them, and some back blurbs, whatever. And some of these figures, especially the Ezra one, was one of our first looks at how the actor would look as Ezra Bridger, and he is wearing the suit that's more similar to how he was dressed in Rebels than how he actually looks in the Ahsoka show. First look at Ahsoka here, and they are identical figures. I cannot tell any difference. I mean, physically, technically, there are slight differences, but I think that's just margin of error, quality control, just slight differences you might get from the factory. But in terms of just the way that they're produced, I am pretty sure they are 100% identical. They just took the old restarted the factory line or something. So, but if you want to know in terms of articulation, she's got the double neck jump, but her head tails do get in the way. She can look forward a little bit and rotate her head, but really not much movement because of head tails. The plastic is way too tough for that. Arms go up, down, full rotation, elbow rotation, hand is on a peg. Torso goes up, down, not really down, sideways, sideways. For someone that's meant to be really agile, this figure does not do a good job with that. Well, at least you can do higher legs and stuff. Rotation here, legs go out. Yeah. In terms of detailing, the printing on the faces, of course, is decent with their digital face printing tech. The painting on her head tails are okay. The overall coloring, my older one has a few smudges here and there in terms of actual paint jobs, but the other one in the box seems to be better. Some plastic cut-offs there. But the overall mold design of the figure looks just fine. There's extra articulation there, I never noticed that last time. But it's there. And actually cuts up the joint on the back, but from the front you don't notice it, which is fine. Oh, and foot goes down, up, and swivel. Second one we're going to take a look at here is Ezra Bridger. Now he's got really good articulation because of how his shape is built. What he should do, why doesn't this head go down a bit more than that? It should go down more than that. Anyway, loosey goosey. Arm goes up, full rotation there, soft plastic, just getting away a little bit. These butterfly joints there, with that extra piece in there, it does absolutely nothing. It's supposed to cover the joint. He's got shoulder pads already. Don't waste time, don't waste money on that. Well, you know, the budget of the figure. Arm goes up, rotating here, back, forward, sideways, sideways, leg up, sideways. Fortunately, this doesn't get in the way because you can still rotate that leg, but you should be able to. Yep. Rotation here, foot goes down, forward, swivel, and knee joint. So in terms of accessories, he's got his blaster there, which is cool, and his new lightsaber. Well, not exactly right, because actually, which lightsaber is this? Because this is not. This is the lightsaber, how it looks when Sabine has it. So this is not his new blue lightsaber from the show, because he's still wearing the old costume. This is not his gun saber that he was using before the end of Rebels. So he shouldn't have this, at least not in this form. For comparison, here's his Rebels look. He is slightly less dark skin. His head is bigger from the cartoon version. I like this suit more, the Rebels one. I'm not a fan of this weird, realistic, but then yet somehow still really orange suit. Doesn't look right. They should make this color darker because it's translated from animation to live action, like they did here with this one. They translated this animation look to live action to match the Black Series figure design, and then they toned the colors a little bit with this figure. They're like, okay, that's how it looks in the show as well now, so now we got to follow that, even though in the show they should have made the colors a bit more muted to make more sense. In terms of the head and face sculpt, I mean, yeah, kinda, but because when you actually see him in the show, he's got a big Jesus beard and hair going on, so you apart from a very blurry image from a hologram screen, you never actually see him look like this in the Ahsoka show. Next up we have her. She's got no accessories, it's a complete joke. She should have at least come with a spear, anything. Now that we've seen the show, maybe alternative head where she's gone all weird and stuff, or that sword that the Night Sisters give her. Well, at least her head can move a lot. I mean, the head looks good, looks like her. Shoulders go up. Again, why do they have this extra piece in there? That does nothing. What's that for? Rotation here, and swivel. Torso goes up, down, sideways, sideways. So it's okay movement. And her robes, they do overlap just a little bit. This is what I like to see. So many of these, they just cut the rope and there's no overlap. So when the legs move, the rope actually breaks open. But they still haven't given it enough overlap. They could have given it a little bit more overlap. But she's got standard actiony legs, and these robes are very soft material. So the figure itself is actually very decent. But the fact that she just comes like this in the box with nothing else is a complete joke. Next up we have one of these assassin droids, and the molding, the look of it is nice, except there's definitely paint missing. A lot of people say the visor, the eye place is not painted properly, and for me personally, he definitely could do with a black wash. Previously when I reviewed like Mandalorian figures, like the Black series versus the figure arts tend to be a bit too clean, and then the Black series, they actually have some weathering painted on them, whereas this droid they got a little bit of scuff marks here and there, but it's still too clean. The cloth cape is okay, I guess, doesn't get in the way, and he holds his gun okay. So head rotation, I can't get it to look up or down. I mean, it's slightly there, but it's really stiff. It's not. He really should have good articulation on the count of how simple his head is. There's no ball joint in there. Don't know why. His butterfly joints actually work. See how much that moves? So that's actually useful. That actually does something. You move his arm back. It actually covers the joint, even though he's a robot. Full rotation. Some quickie joints in there. Elbow, rotation here, peg, swivel, torso goes not really, that's again really stiff. It goes up, back, not really sideways, rotation here a little bit, bend here, no rotation, and the legs also just go forwards and back, but they feel very fragile. The thing feels a little bit stiff, and I'm worried I'm going to break it. Next up we have Sabine. She comes with the same lightsaber that Ezra has, even though he shouldn't, although it's painted slightly differently. Okay. As well as her two blasters that are very colourful, blue, and so take her helmet off just for comparison. Here's her cartoon helmet. It seems to be the exact. Oh no, the antenna piece is different mold, but the helmet base, it's not the same mold. They've altered it slightly. Not sure which one I like more. In terms of the body, I like the animation one a lot more. It's her face looks, well, it kind of looks like the actress, but the actress is way more pretty than how it looks on the figure, so it didn't translate too well. Here she looks really bored, and for some people who watch the show, they'll be like, well, that makes sense. Shut up. No, she looks like dead. Seems to be no reused parts between them. No, she just looks much more alive. An animation version. I like it a lot more. But this one is, I mean, it's okay. It's just not as, yeah. Head goes down, up, sideways, sideways. Rotation here, up, down, full rotation. Elbow, rotation here. Torso goes back, forward, sideways, sideways. Legs, sideways. Bend, rotation, foot goes up, down, oh no, down a lot, and swivel. And finally, we have Chopper. This is the exact same one we've had before from Rebels lines, but I didn't get mine. I ordered mine, but the shop never delivered. I got a refund, but I was still annoyed because I wanted to get the droid, not a refund. So you can get this little arm out here if you want to, and this one here, and here, so you can do this little cheering position. Full rotation here, and turn this a little bit fragile, I think. He has a spare or different alternative arm if you want to give him that. And he does have this wheel down here, which is not too hard to pull out, but actually quite easy to pull out. And you have this one that you can plug in. And that gives him a flying pose. Neat. The overall look of him, paint job and stuff is pretty decent, and he's a bigger size compared to the original R2 droid. So if you have the original Black Series astromech droids, even though he is shorter in the show, in the world, his scale is definitely a bit bigger than the original ones. We do have a new R2-D2 Black Series droid now, and that one's in a bigger scale, so hopefully we'll see a lot more astromech droids in the correct scaling. The weathering on him is pretty good, the color is also slightly muted. Again, he looks better than how he does in the Ahsoka TV show, because everything is just a bit too colorful in that show. So this wave is okay if you missed out on Chopper, like I know many people did. There's actually more of him in the per box, so you should be able to get one of him now. If you missed out on any of the Rebels characters, Sabine or Ezra, this is a good place to get them. But if you have the original cartoon versions already, I prefer them a lot more, and I don't feel like I need different variations of the same character. If you like certain characters, you like multiple versions of them. I mean, Sabine's okay, but Ezra, you really don't see him in the suit a lot unless you're thinking, oh, well, I want him from the last season of Rebels, so I guess this is the suit you can use. Morgan's a good figure, but it's a joke that she comes with nothing, and the droid is very nice. Depending what color you like him in, I think there's another color version of this, but he can definitely lose a little bit of paint touch up. So overall, the wave is hit and miss. It's got some nice figures in here, but they definitely could have done a bit more with these than what we got. Plus, I feel like at some point we're gonna get newer versions of some of these. If we get Ahsoka Season 2, or some of these characters show up again in a different Mandalorian wave. Maybe some of the accessories will show up someplace else. I'm not sure. Subscribe, suggestion, comment below. Take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.